So.
Let's all open it on a sync clap.
All right then. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Those claps were not synced.
Perfect.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the second iteration of the still untitled podcast. It's got a working title of the unofficial podcast, I believe. If you can't work out why that is, watch the first one.
We had episode 0.
Last week's episode wasn't a full episode, so it was Nicol's idea to call it episode 0. So this is episode number 1, even though it's the second episode. But let us not forget that the Bugle, when it rebooted, it put 4,000 onto its run count. I think it rebooted around episode 80, and then it restarted with Bugle 4081. Or, some such. So if they're allowed to be 4,000 episodes out of time, we're allowed to be 1 episode at a time.
We had a wonderful subtitle today. We were watching Fringe, and we paused it right at the moment. There was a blurred Leonard Nimoy, but like slightly blurred, and it just had the subtitle "Phosphorus Grenades," and that vibes with me.
Vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blurred Leonard Nimoy. Is that the stream title? The stream title, podcast title. I'm too used to streaming.
No, the title's just "Phosphorus Grenades" with a full stop.
Yeah.
Or a question mark even.
Could be that as well.
Hey everybody,
Phosphorus
welcome
Grenades?
to the Phosphorus Podcast.
I'm sure a title shall develop.
Podcast. This episode went through so many many lineup changes just to become the first episode again.
It did.
Yeah, it is. Return of 0.
Because we were gonna really enjoy. We were gonna have a guest. Then they pulled out. Then we were gonna have William joining us. Then we run. I didn't know if Carl was gonna be joining us. Then they ended up joining us at the last minute. And very welcome you are too. So yeah, you're exactly right. So many lineup changes. Just be the original.
Episode 0 squad.
Episode 0
part
squared,
2.
which is still 0.
It's not even in it from the beginning, it's in it before it even started.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The OG podcast crew.
Oh, aye.
It's so OG, it's spelt with a 0.
I am going to be absent for a moment because I'm such a professional. I left my MacBook to just drain battery.
Oh no.
And if there's one thing Apple products are good at, it's doing that.
Especially when
Oh, I'm sorry. Let
So
me just do this
obsessionally
charging
true.
process that's going to only take 2 hours.
Well,
'Kay.
with
Maybe not
my
even that.
phone currently runs out of battery very easily unless I have the camera, what's it called, Bluetooth off, and my brightness fully down, or else it'll run out of charge within like half an hour. It's not very good.
As a rule of thumb, I'm gonna give you some Linus Tech tips here. As a rule of thumb,
Oh, yeah,
when you're not using it, turn your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off on your phone, on any phone, Android, Apple. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi location, stuff like that. Those are things that are gonna drain your battery. When you're not using
yeah,
them,
but you
turn them
need
off.
Bluetooth for the COVID app.
Okay, hi, I'm back. So I'm just
I
going
would just
to
like
press-
to.
But I don't want an
convert
app that
it
gives me
to Skype,
COVID.
'cause
The 5G phones are giving you COVID.
It's the 5G.
Oh, so
My
the
phone is
2
gonna have
phones that I
5G.
have are giving me COVID. Then.
Yeah.
There,
5G
Oh,
causes
Nicol,
COVID,
rest in
Nicol.
I've got COVID.
Yeah.
I've got it.
I'm so sorry,
Oh
Nicole.
no!
That's why Glasgow had to be locked down. It's because Nicol brought COVID with his 5G.
Nicole, why would you do this?
This podcast is apparently being directed by J.J. Abrams. I don't know if it is showing up on your end of my camera, but it got some lens flare going on here.
I can see some lens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just a wee
Let-
bit, yeah.
Let me get a rag or something. Something
No,
like
see
it.
that's
A
not when it.
rag.
A
That's not when
rag.
he- That's
A
not.
rag.
That's not when J.J. Abrams directs. That's just when someone says, "Hey JJ, can you just edit my Could you just edit my short film real quick?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sure." He's like, "Okay, just just something basic." He's like, "Ah, yeah, no problem." And then he just wants to sneak in that little lens flare in the corner that it's just there.
That's
Okay,
what
I
happens.
agree, but
Yeah.
it's just there. You know he's going about it. It's his
That's
calling.
that's his cost. Like that's what he charges. Like he doesn't ask for money. He just
Yeah. The cost is your eyesight.
Anyway,
Did you find a rag?
no, I am gonna clean the I am gonna clean the
A rag.
Just
The
get
lens.
just get a nice bottle of water and just
When
wash
I-
it all
Yeah,
out.
that sounds safe.
Now, if I've edited this right, there's just gonna be a wipe, and then I'll have a nice new clean webcam, and lens flare is gone.
so is mine.
I still have lens reflection, but yeah, my glasses are just that wee bit cleaner.
Yeah, I thought.
So we've had our J.J. Abrams lens flare, but I'm waiting for our Michael Bay explosion. It's gotta be one of us.
Just
I
wait.
mean,
Just
Callum
wait.
could do that and edit that. That could just be the end of today's podcast. It could just be Callum with a Michael Bay explosion.
My gruesome death as the flat explodes.
You've got to be streaming
Curling.
it if you're doing that.
Hey
You
guys,
can't edit it.
hey guys, thanks for.
The last thing we hear is just Callum going, "Oh wait, I think I fixed the lighting." It's getting brighter.
Did I leave the gas on? What's that hissing
Yeah, smell
sound?
of gas.
What's that
I don't
mysterious
understand how
ticking
people
noise?
like-
I don't even have gas.
Scented candle. Paraffin.
I have scented candles. I love my candles.
So does Callum. How many scented? Actually, yeah,
I.
Nicol has as well.
Yeah, I have so many.
I think we have the same candle.
I should get that
Passion.
candle that smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's
I've got passion.
orgasm.
What's the pink one you have?
Excuse
The
me.
light pink.
Pink.
Have you not
Pink
seen this?
fairy.
There's Gwyneth Paltrow genuinely has a candle, a couple of candles out. One of them says it's called this candle smells like my vagina, and the other one is this candle smells like my orgasm.
She also sells basically like gem eggs that are supposed to be like fertility eggs. For,
Oh
like,
yeah, and you
that.
shove them up your veg.
Yeah. Literally just a £10,000 dildo.
Nicol, you left. You voluntarily left your conversation with Lucy about candles. That wholesome conversation. You voluntarily left that to
Talk about jade eggs
Gwyneth
in the
Paltrow's
vag.
intimate candles.
Only because Callum mentioned it.
Callum, why'd you mention it? You know, candles, they're just such a nice thing.
Yeah,
This
don't blame
used to
me.
be a family
Blame
podcast.
blame Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Ah yes, I'll just
Blame
send
Go-
a wee email across.
I'm
This
proud
is
to say
your
that I have
fault.
no candles.
I have 4, but I kind of almost, burnt my
You've
deck.
got 4 candles.
Oh, candles.
Oh, candles. But are
Burn
they
those for
four candles?
What would be the male version of that? If like flipping Ryan Reynolds came out with a range, this candle smells like my smegma.
It's okay if I just
I
leave.
think because of Ryan Reynolds is, I think that'd just be a bestseller.
I was gonna say like it's Ryan Reynolds, but I feel like that would be branded Deadpool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I haven't seen the second Deadpool movie. I think I started watching it and then I just
It's
the
alright.
one I
didn't finish
like.
it.
I think
It's-
I
I
saw
like
it,
the
but I
first
forgot it.
one.
I don't really like the first one. There's nothing to I find it to have I get there's a story to it. I just find it kind of empty for me. The second one I feel has more story. There's more going on. I feel like I have an incentive to go through it.
I feel like the second one is less Deadpool than the first one.
I never read the comics, so I wouldn't know.
I
tell you-
don't really like some of Deadpool because of like the getting shot through the hand, stuff
Mm.
like that. I just really don't like looking at it. No?
Yeah, it kind of hurts
I'm
to look
not-
at it, doesn't it?
I imagine it
I'm
hurts
not
more
good
to have
with
it
any
done.
blood. Yeah, I'm not good with any type of blood or gore or anything that.
You've watched flipping Casualty and Hobby City with your mum and Katie.
Oh no, I haven't. I've left. Like, see, there's one episode of Casualty that still haunts me. Where this guy, he jumps over a wall and gets a chair leg through his knee, and oh my gosh,
I
watching it,
I always love the increasingly convoluted bits at the start of like Casualty, because they burned through all the like realistic household accidents that could happen in like the first series, and so now it's like, hey, I'd really like to have a bath, but I also really like toast. I think I'm gonna take my toaster into the bath with me, and then it's just roll opening credits.
It's almost Midsummer
Yeah.
Murder.
Spreading my jam with a hedge trimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you can
Oh,
think
did
of-
an episode on someone with diabetes. We're all watching it because it was wrong, and we were all like, "Oh my gosh, oh what? That's not what's happening." And it's so.
Hey, Nicol.
Some of it was just really dumb.
No, that is one thing.
See that cube? See that cube? How fast can you solve it?
I can't solve it.
Oh,
I cannot
Ryan,
solve
I
a
was-
Rubik's Cube.
It's
I
a
was getting
Rubik's
ready
Cube
to
for show.
time.
Yeah. I use it more as like a fidget toy because I just fidget all the time with things.
Oh,
Mm.
I shake my hands. That's what I do, and then I snap as well. All just stuff that fidget.
See,
My
I
teachers
just
get annoyed
enjoy
at
it.
me.
Somewhere.
Tapping. I play piano on desks. That's when I do.
Yeah, I did
I
that
was
too.
gonna say, is the
Only
reason
my
that
music
they
teacher.
is the reason they don't like it more because it's arrhythmic, or like, just like, and they're like, this is not jazz class.
God.
Hey, chill, Daddy-o. Be cool.
See,
Yeah,
me-
no, that's when I started doing. I shake my hands a lot, which is, it's weird, but
When you start
I get
clicking
it,
in
you know?
5/4.
People do that, don't they?
that's when I do.
I
It
think that's a thing.
works, It distracts me, and yeah, it's good. And I was doing it earlier, and I realized if I do it like this, it looks really weird when my arms are just wobbling about.
Anyway, I was just about to ask, does anybody want to do a corner? And then I realised watching the edit of the previous episode back on the official podcast, they call it corners because there's 4 of them. These aren't corners. There's 5 of them. We don't have a square. We have a pentagon.
Pentagon.
But
So
pentagon, yeah.
they're what?
So
Oh,
we
we
have
have
to have a
pentagon
nuke
then.
then.
Then our corner's gonna be some
Angles.
real secrets.
360 divided by 5. Am I being stupid here?
Wait, no, I'll.
What's the
I'll
angle of a
figure it out. I should know
pentagon?
this.
What's the angle of a pentagon?
It's
What's the
70, I
angle?
think.
70. So
Wait,
do you guys have your
no,
70
no, no, no.
degrees?
It'd be
I
about
was so
120.
close. It's 70. Wait.
If we do it in
360
radians.
72.
Okay, so what are your 72 degrees, guys? You don't get corners. You get 72 degrees because there's 5 of us.
You just call them like a pent.
Is that Fahrenheit or
You know,
Celsius?
But like, that's still a corner.
I was gonna ask if I get a certificate.
No, it's not a corner. Is 90 degrees.
Not necessarily, because, like, I mean, unless it's a circle, I wouldn't say. It's a corner.
Actually, let's take a really high dimensional space, right? Theoretically, in a high dimensional space, you can have a shape that has 5 corners.
It's a it's a Mandelbrot fractal.
No, it's not. Mandelbrot's 2 dimensional. Get math.
Okay.
bro.
Okay, everybody but George, we have corners. George has a Mandelbrot fractal. For anybody who doesn't know what a Mandelbrot fractal is, I'll
No
flash
I
it
can
up.
share my screen. I
I'll
could
fla-
play
I'll
it and share my
I'll
screen.
flash it up on screen now.
Right, so I have to figure out by going back and watching it.
Mhm.
So I'll have no idea what you're
Well,
talking
what if
about
I'm listening to
until
this?
it comes out. Okay, well,
Oh, I
guess
think
I'm just not in the know then.
George is going to share us with some Mandelbrot.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna try and see how quickly I can set it up. but Go on.
It looks like you're going to play a video game.
I
Actually,
am.
there we go. Conversation topic.
What's the
PS5.
conversation?
Video games.
Or Xbox Series X. There we go.
I have no
PS5.
opinion. I play the Xbox One a
I
lot,
do.
but I have no opinion on what's coming up because I
Right.
do not look at things about it.
Buy a fucking PC, you scrub.
I would like the PS5 because more or better games are made for the PS5, but I prefer the way like the Xbox controller is, and it's just I think that's easier to manage. But I really want PS5 because of the better games
exclusives.
created for the PlayStation.
The exclusive games. for it.
Example, The Last of Us.
I see you, George.
Or,
Yeah.
in my
Wanna play
case,
it.
Final
I
I
can-
really want to play it.
Yeah, I can
I
really
know, George.
appreciate like the PlayStation side of like single player games because I love single player games. But I do miss out on quite a few that look very good. But I don't know. See, I either get really into single player games, like I play The Witcher a lot, or play a concerning amount of Elite Dangerous. So like
Space
I don't know.
pirates.
the lack
I
of
really want to get The Witcher.
like single player games are not so much a lack, but the kind of disadvantage it has with single player games. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but it's not like it doesn't really make a huge difference for me.
Can you
because, like,
still can? I know in the original Elite you could trade slaves. Can you still do that in the new Elite or as the PC Brigade?
Well, you see, Elite Dangerous has been around since the 80s. It's
I
it
don't
just
think
developed
I don't
it
think
developed from like charts. I don't know what like
I don't
the,
think Dangerous has. I know the game Elite came out in the 80s, but I don't think the iteration known as Dangerous came out in
it could just be a thing that because Elite Dangerous has just like undergone a lot of changes. So one moment.
What is this?
I'm the
that
one doing the
looking at?
searches now.
Sorry,
It
what's
looks
this?
like some weird hippie trip.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
maths.
What's this? I'm not being able to see this. Ah! We're seeing it now. Or at least we should. There we go. Mandelbrot
Nice
fractals,
one.
everyone.
Okay, yeah.
Mandelbrot.
Right. So when they say it's the fourth in the series,
Yeah.
it's confusing because when you go into Elite Dangerous, all the like copyright stuff is like 1984.
Yeah, but that's
It gives you the impression that like they've just continued like a project since then, but it's
The
the
co-
fourth in Elite.
what they'll be there is the registered trademark of Elite
Yeah,
as a game series.
Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole slave aspect, you see, it depends. With Elite Dangerous, a lot of the jobs that you can get in stations are dependent on the factions that are in power, and the factions that are in power are influenced by the players. Like, if the player base is largely working for one faction, they're going to gain dominance. But if they don't send you on slave missions, then there's not going to be a lot of them. But there are like, I don't know so much about that, but there's a lot of like, do this illegal action, like go salvage this illegal material, or transfer these illegal goods between stations. There's a lot of that. It's
Okay.
but I am a humble trader who recently bought a Viper Mark IV, which means I can murder.
Yeah. Because I know
Yes, very humble.
because I know when Elite came out, it was one of the first games to have not a morality system, just it was one of the first games that you could do morally dubious things. It just let you do that because you could buy and sell perfectly legal items and play it perfectly legally and make money from it. But alternatively, you could trade and buy weapons and arms, drugs, slaves. And it was a big thing that it let you do that. It's like, oh, you can buy slaves in this game. That's not good. That's a bad thing.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not so sure about I don't know the extent to which I know there's mention of slaves, but I don't know if that's just because certain factions have that as part of their economy. There's a lot of different factions. There's a lot of different stations. But there is definitely an element of that. I think. See, I've played a lot of it, but compared to the actual player base, I'm incredibly new at the game. So I could be entirely wrong here, but there's not at least within the bits of the galaxy I have explored, illegal activity outside of the trading or the occasional NPC saying like, hey, you're hauling some worthy cargo there. Let me just shuffle on into your cargo hold and
Do you come to the Cloud
set
District
fire to
often?
you. Yeah, it's weird because it's such a vast area. You can go quite a while without finding someone who does legal trading, let alone illegal trading.
Yeah.
So it's always hard to know what everyone else is doing unless you're really in on the
Fair
forums.
enough. Fair enough. Should we go on to sponsors?
Yes.
Yes.
Not
I'm
again.
very interested in these sponsors, Callum.
It's just the one for today. It was
You do
based
better.
it was based on our guest who I'll give you a little spoiler. Our guest was an actor.
A very good actor.
And don't worry,
And I'm not biased.
I thought he was a footballer.
He's
You
not
said
though.
he was a footballer.
don't worry, he will be on. He will be on. Also, looks like they couldn't handle the neutron style. Another visual joke for you audio listeners.
I don't even understand it.
You're probably too young.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
Old
I
man.
feel like it's just a meme.
I
thing
don't
now.
know,
I never
dude.
watched Jimmy Neutron, but I'm of
I'm
Yeah, I
age.
never watched it.
uncultured. I'm just really
Oh yeah,
young.
so am I, to be honest. Callum will tell you how
I-
uncultured I am.
Well, with my
Oh,
stuff, like, if
I
like
thought you meant
something,
that
I'm
you're a
staying
boomer.
safe.
You're not part of this renaissance we have going on.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Neutron really marked a cultural shift in our society.
That's what I said. Sodium chloride. Anyway,
anyway, yes.
on to our sponsors.
We don't
And
get
I have to
paid.
say
We
a
don't
big
get
thank you
paid
from
if
this-
we don't get paid if I can't afford my hair, Joe. If we don't do the sponsor, which is a totally real sponsor, by the way. All these sponsors are genuine.
Always.
This one's so fucking stupid.
Don't say that about our sponsors. They're giving us
Callum,
the
you're
money
not gonna
to
get
fund this, and
paid.
you're like, oh.
And then we're not gonna get paid.
Okay, so this one is sponsored by the RSC, which is the Raccoon Swingers Club. Are you a boomer raccoon who hates your life and your wife? Are you so bored of the old ball and chain that you'll pester the bins of London just for an excuse to get out of the house? Then why not swap your boring right with black stripes wife for a saucy black with white stripes wife that you can sink your claws into one night? Use code BOOMERCOON for 20% off a yearly membership. Failure to charge these payments to an account other than the one you share with your wife may result in a little furry rodent divorce or a badger cull.
That's a whole world of anthropomorphic animals to just digest in what was 30 seconds of advertising. Like,
Is
you
this
don't-
Beef Stars?
you don't just come to me, a person with no knowledge of animal, and tell me the plot of Zootopia in one sentence
Oh, furry porn.
with no other information and be like, hey, did you enjoy that? I'd be like, hold on a moment, I need to consult with Jesus.
I'm not
Just one moment, you
universe
need to process.
I'm not pitching you a flipping new Discworld novel. It's a stupid joke. I'm not trying to build a universe
No, it's not
here.
a joke. It's a sponsor, Callum.
Callum's sponsor verse.
Yeah, stop joking. You're getting paid, right?
Sponsorverse.
We're all getting paid, right?
Yeah, Callum, if I don't get paid, how can I afford my Barry M cruelty-free vegan?
Hey,
I'm so gonna get sponsored by them.
Barry M. I'll set up a business address, touchysquirrel.live.co.uk or something.
So I have a
There's no ad
question.
in there.
So I have an inquiry. So often in podcasts, if they have a sponsor, let's say it's I don't know, let's say it's Audible. The people on the podcast will then say, maybe talk about their experiences to add to the advertisement. They'll be like, oh, I've used this, it's a great service. Callum, what have you done to raccoons?
Well, you all know what I do to squirrels, so. Well, no, actually, I just finished. I'm gonna. This is so bad. I just finished touching a squirrel, and then I was like, "Hey, would you like to fuck a raccoon?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then I wasn't expecting a follow-up question to this stupid fucking joke.
What you don't know is Callum, before the podcast, gets up out of his chair, walks to like a cupboard at the back of the room, opens it up. It's a load of caged animals, and he just says, "Who's ready to go to market today?"
So if I may kind of rewind for a minute, George,
Yeah, I'm sure you want to.
I probably will in the edit. I shouldn't say that because I'm definitely not going to cut that out. Neither am I going to cut out me saying this. George, you said something when I was talking about the sponsors, and it kind of got lost in the whole conversation.
What did I say? I haven't. Did I say something? I don't remember.
It was something about the sponsors.
You're gonna need to tell me what it was I said because I genuinely don't remember.
I'll probably highlight it in the edit, show it up at this point. But
Are you sure you heard something?
if it's clear what you were saying, you said something, but it doesn't matter.
I don't.
Is this BeatStars?
I don't remember anything.
That's a
I'm
Yeah,
a
sponsor.
no,
really
are
awful
we-
person.
Are we
Yeah.
gaslighting George now? Like,
I don't know. You
no,
might be.
I mean,
Are we
yeah.
gaslighting me or
I
Callum?
don't think I said anything.
Sorry if you did say something and none of us heard it.
Maybe. I don't know. That happens a lot, but I don't think I said anything.
That's
sounds
fine.
really
I just
sad.
didn't want you to. I just didn't want you to
That
feel
happens
like
a
you were
lot,
being
guys.
ignored.
Don't worry. I'm just attention seeking. It's okay.
Who
As
said
are we
that?
all.
Fucking whore.
Stop gaslighting, Kyle.
Anyway, how was all your weeks? First of all,
Yes.
half an hour into the.
I mean, it's been alright. I mean, like, COVID,
Oh yeah, Nicholas got
raining
COVID.
on my parade.
Nicol
So
caused
sad.
COVID with his 5G
Nicol
phones.
I didn't
Yeah.
cause COVID.
There we go. There's the title. Nicol caused COVID.
Is this slander? I
Well,
can't tell.
It's gonna get clicks.
Yeah, there we go. The unofficial podcast, episode 01. Nicol caused COVID.
Nicol gets injections of 5G straight into his bloodstream.
Nicol emanates Wi-Fi.
Who needs steroids when you have 5G?
Is that why his
Thumbnail-
connection speed's so good?
Yeah, because he is a hotspot.
No,
thumbnail-
it's not.
5G
Fiber.
in the arteries.
That doesn't sound healthy.
The thumbnail is just like Nicol strapped up to all these machines.
What kind of machines? That's the question.
There's
There's a lot of different types of machines.
You remember the Doctor Who episodes Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways? Do you remember the person
Yes.
strapped up to the computer with all the wires coming out? She broadcast
That
it.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that'll
thought.
be Nicol.
I
You want
thought,
that?
I
Yeah,
thought you meant like
that's that one, but you
I
know
thought you meant like
visual.
Billy Piper, like with the energy coming out, but instead of like Time Lord energy, it's just like Wi-Fi signals, like ones and
Just
zeros.
That's not a bad idea.
Not
The
bad
eyes
idea at
just
all.
start off by like blinking orange until they're ready, then they stay green.
But
That took me a moment, but yeah.
Yeah.
There
Just to
is
clarify
blue.
one thing, 5G did not cause the coronavirus.
It did. No, we're taking the
yeah.
piss out of the conspiracy theory, obviously.
I
Yeah,
know.
hold on, no.
Yeah, but he needs to make
I'm
sure
guessing
for our
maybe
Those
audience,
that are watching that are gullible enough.
just
We-
in
as
case.
it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
we want,
Disclaimer.
we
Oh.
want this to be open ended.
Yes,
We don't want we don't want to give any like vague answers here because like we just want like all the listeners we.
Oh
can
yes, all
get.
of the viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey!
like, who's to say coronavirus?
Yeah,
Let's discuss.
guys.
who's to say?
You wear a mask sometimes.
Guys, are you? Let's not push away the crazy nut jobs. They are our audience.
Yeah, that's
They are
our
They
entire
are our
audience.
panel.
Anyway,
Wait, let's just take a moment to reflect on that.
let's not.
When
No,
we
but
all
we
sit
did.
Back and wait for the guitar.
Oh yeah.
I know the highlight of my of my week was finally the council sorted the bins on my street.
The bean.
Yay!
Sorry, did you say beans?
The bins.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Where
Well,
the
okay,
beans
that's
go
fine.
after you've eaten them.
I thought they came out your butt.
No, that's
Isn't
the.
that-
I'm talking about the cans, not the actual beans.
Yeah, I was thinking, Callum, do you just...
Also, it
Shit in
depends how much I've
bins?
had to drink before eating the beans, because sometimes it comes out the other end. Now there's a hotspot of coronavirus. That's possible slander. There we go. I'm definitely gonna have to cut that out. That
That's
is
one less sponsor to deal with.
no. That is genuinely possible slander. I'm gonna have to cut that out.
So is it okay for me to make an offensive joke here?
Yeah, I'm being serious. I can't. I can't be saying those things about. That is literal slander.
It's cool, yeah. I gotcha.
Funny thing is,
freedom of speech.
Funny thing is, what I'm probably gonna do, I'm probably gonna bleep the joke, but still keep in me saying that's probably slander. Yeah, basically, how our bins worked were Tuesdays and Fridays, I think. We would have to just leave them out on the pavement to be collected by the bin men. It works in theory, save for three things. One, it makes the street look a right tip, because there's bins on the pavement. Two, the girls usually get to them, so it's shit, flipping
Girls.
garbage.
The
Girls!
girls.
As well, yeah.
You know what Perth girls are like.
Oh yeah, they're trashy.
I mean, yeah, there we go.
Welcome to Callum's incel corner, where he's just like, the women are always after the trash.
Oh yes, Callum's the incel. I'm the one out of two of us that has a partner. But sure, I'm the incel, why not?
Yeah, obviously.
Sorry, I won't talk about my Barry vegan cruelty fee. You know,
That offends
That
me.
you'll trigger all the
That
conservatives.
offends me.
Do you pay a cruelty fee when you use it?
A cruelty fee.
I actually kept on saying free instead of fee instead of free. So it's like, yeah, it's a cruelty fee. My lack of talking. What's that?
Fuck off. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I thought it said fresh oil. Can't read.
This is a
Fresh oil.
this is going to be a
Need some
difficult
fresh
episode
oil,
to
you know?
edit. This is going to be a difficult episode to edit.
Sorry,
Very
Cal.
sorry.
No, oh no, it's
Speaking of
me.
difficult,
Here's another visual thing. Look at this cool object.
Oh my
Do you
god,
like
it's
I
cool.
guess.
Mandelbrot in
Wow.
real life. Mandelbrot in real life. Bottom text.
I'm really excited for next Saturday.
Because it's your
Cause-
birthday.
It is my birthday. I'm glad
Hey!
you remembered. Your birthday in 3 days.
What's the date today?
18th.
Yes.
So I've got another question for you guys. Oh, sorry, does anybody else have a corner or 72-degree angle?
Well, I mean, my 72-degree angle was talking about my birthday and how I'm very excited. And it's going to be great fun. None of my presents are arriving on my birthday. They're all arriving about a week after. So that's
Oh.
very nice.
Rip.
And I also bought the majority of them. I buy my own gifts.
So was your phone an early birthday present then?
Well, my phone's an early birthday present that's arriving 2 weeks after my birthday.
A week
It's
after.
a kind of mixing. Oh yeah, well, yeah, a week. Yeah. What are we? 26/6.
Here, you know
Nice.
the handkerchiefs that clowns pull out their sleeves, right?
Aye.
Uh,
It's kind of like what
is
you
it
do
just
some-
me, or does
Yeah.
Lucy's sweater look a bit like one?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, can I
yeah.
just wait? This will happen.
Lucy's jumper is just like
wearing-
hella gay. I love it.
Must take forever
It
to
is.
get out of the
I did
wardrobe.
that on
You just like,
purpose. And I just.
Flipping out, flipping audio. For audio listeners, Lucy is wearing a rainbow jumper.
It's very proud and I bought it about 3 years ago, and it's still too big, which I really appreciate.
You
You
need
know,
to
it just makes
need to get thick,
it's-
Lucy.
it is red. I can't. Colours
Thicken.
aren't my specialty.
The thickening.
Colours-
Plot thickens.
A little while ago, a couple of days ago actually, it was in the morning, and it was the first message that day I sent to George, and it just literally read, "I'm too thick."
To be honest, I think I wake up almost every morning and there's something new.
Callum, better coming from you than from an unknown number. So
Oh, I should have totally hidden my number.
I'm
How
too
scary would that be? Just an unknown number, and then just
Withheld number, I'm too thick.
just like that scene in Scream where it's dark outside and she picks up the phone and then it's his voice going, "Do you like scary movies?" But just instead of just "Hello, I'm too thick,"
I'm too thick.
and then just big Chungus comes onto the lawn and just stabs her. I don't know.
What, William?
Oh god, he's the smallest out of all of us, isn't he? Oh,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
used to be small. I don't know if he's grown up.
Well, oh, he's like taller than me now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's actually quite tall, isn't he?
I mean, I'm
Phrasing
a
it- phrasing it as-
I'm a small
phrasing it
boy.
as- yeah, phrasing it as I don't know if he's grown up. I just like to imagine that
Physically, not emotionally.
I don't know. I don't know if he's no longer a child or not. We shall see if the linear passage of time affects William in any way.
He is a being unaffected by the construct of time.
How tall is he? Because is he Callum? Would you say he's taller than me? Because I mean, I feel like
I
See, I
think
think
so.
I'm
If
small,
it
but-
because you're not much taller than me, Lucy. Depends if you're wearing
Yeah,
heel or
I-
not.
Short. All
as
of
soon
you.
as I found out I was taller than Callum, it just made me so happy.
Yeah, but
'Cause
she's taller than me like by an
tallest in my
inch,
family.
by like an
I'm tallest
inch.
in my family, and that's the only thing I hold over them. Is that I got my dad's genes and no one else did. You know?
I mean,
You-
That's
My
an
mother's
old
type.
You got your dad's denim.
but
yeah.
fuck you.
No,
You'll
I'm
beat me
so
to
bad.
it.
I have
You'll beat me to, very ironically, the
You got
dad
the
joke.
violins, though.
I got a shirt. I have 3. I have a shirt that says "Who needs hair with a body like this?" Because to put it in a nice way, my dad was fat and bald. The photo, right? I don't know if you can see, but that photo there is him with some good old sparkly sunglasses on.
I was about, your dad's looking a lot like Kylie Minogue there.
Yeah, it's my dad.
Seems to have a pretty
Did you
full head of
forget
hair there as well.
Fabulous.
Yeah, no, like we look alike. Me and the shirt, you know.
What is
Yeah,
it?
that's
That's
where I get the long
what's
beard.
what? I don't know. That's the flipping pose.
Wait, what? It's her first finger.
Ah.
Wait, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna give me 30 seconds.
Hey, again, this is really good audio content here.
Hey,
I know I started this. I started this.
can
I
we
know
call
it's-
this week audio content?
No,
Well,
we're already calling it
welcome to-
Nicol causes COVID.
Welcome to welcome to TMZ. Celebrity need snack. Celebrity eat hand.
That's what we're watching right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Lucy is looking fierce right now with all the hair.
Fear.
Yeah, it's because I took it down to the
Oh.
and it worked. Although her hair is so much shorter than mine. I need to wait.
Yeah, she's got a nice bob going on.
I have so much hair. It's getting in the way of everything.
Story of my life.
I'm not holding up my hair. This arm doesn't exist. There we go.
Here's an episode idea. We all make exclusively visual jokes for half an hour. Then
And then release it in
go to our
audio only
sponsors.
form.
No, then we go to our sponsors, Audible. Then we do only visual jokes for the other half an hour.
If you would like, I can recite the Audible advert to you.
I am fully on board with that idea, but we make exclusively video jokes, but we do not release a video version of the podcast for that week. We make exclusively visual jokes and only release an audio version of that podcast. Just to
The
annoy
only
people.
sound you
Travel the
hear is
world
like the
with
occasional
Audible.
arm waving
If you'd
past the
like to
mic.
go to the Mediterranean or to Hogwarts, you can go anywhere when you fly with Audible.
We're not actually being paid.
Thank you very much. That was the Audible advert. I've watched it so many times.
There you go. If that's not proof of concept, I don't know what is. Look, Lucy can do your advert. Pay us, Audible.
Yeah, pay me. No, pay me and I'll pay the rest of them. They get like 10% of it collectively.
That's still only. That's still only.
I mentioned.
I was about to say that still only leaves you with 60%. So.
I mentioned
No.
the Bible on Audible in the last.
We did. It had to be cut short last week,
but now because of that ad, I'm starting to wonder like if they should add some more lines that are just like, or you could be walking behind Moses as he parts the seas, or you could be in the Garden of Eden.
Or
Yeah,
watching
they should do
Jesus'
that.
crucifixion.
Maybe I should send them an email and I'll do it. I'll do the add-on. I'll just hop in the video and be like, "Oh, guys, you can walk with Moses as well." Feeling a bit cold.
Moses.
Don't want to go to the beach? He'll separate it for you.
What, the
This is
beach?
what
Let
I
us see
meant the
it.
I meant the
I
water.
create a moat
Yeah. Moats are cool.
for all
I
your
want to live
castle
in a
architectural needs. For all your castle
I-
landscaping needs. Moses and Sons. He's got a little van. He's like a landscaper.
You just walk along the beach and you see someone's head just sticking out the sand. It's like, what happened to you, Moses?
Fucking Moses. You make him sound like a mafia boss. It's like you better
It was
not.
Big Moses.
Yeah, you better
Don't
not skimp
mess
on
with
payments to Moses, otherwise this is what happens.
He'll bury
You don't
you in the
mess with
sand
Big
if you
Mo.
mess with him.
Big Mo.
It's like there's a Zootropolis guy, a tiny mouse rat called Mr. Big, who's like the wee rat, and he's like, although he's a bad
Yeah.
guy.
I was gonna say, doesn't
gonna
the
execute.
Bible mean say neither a lender nor a borrower be? But that's not the Bible. That's Shakespeare. That's Merchant of Venice.
I couldn't have told you that, and I'm doing Shakespeare now, so I should have known that.
I'm pretty sure
to be
there is
fair-
something about lending money in the Bible, and it's basically saying don't loan people money. Like being a loan. It's basically being a bank
Being
is
alone
bad. Yeah. It's
Being
like,
alone. Don't be loans,
Being
kids.
alone.
don't be alone.
Don't be alone.
Do not be
Being-
an amount of money. When I grow up, I want to be a mortgage.
Yeah.
That sounds like an advert.
We're
That-
gonna get paid by.
That's next
absolutely
week's
everyone.
sponsor.
I
A
have
mortgage.
I have a big question for you guys.
Ooh.
Yes,
Will you
Who
marry?
is
Is
Sylvia?
that what it is?
He's mine.
I did not hear that.
Yeah,
Could you
sorry.
repeat the question,
Sorry.
please?
Who is Sylvia? What is she?
I'm Sylvia.
No.
That's all our
Sylvia.
slaves to men part.
I'm so glad that you picked up on what I was trying to do there, George.
That was Shakespeare.
Fair enough. Sylvia is your middle-aged aunt, isn't it?
No.
Sylvia. Who? Me? I have Sylvia Kelly. Shout out to big Sylvia Kelly.
If you need help repaying the kid who is your mortgage, then you can always go to Sylvia for some help. Good old Aunt Sylvia.
Good old Sylvia. Yeah.
My favorite financial advice from the Bible was just when Jesus walked into the room, flipped the tables, and was like, "I want to speak to the manager."
Get me
Jesus
fucking
was actually
Sylvia!
Karen. Jesus was a Karen.
Jesus
Who
was a
knew?
Karen.
Jesus. Yeah.
It was like all the time he was on the cross. It was like, I shall be hearing. The manager shall be hearing from me about this.
That sound like
That's it. I'm never coming back here. You have lost my custom, sir.
yeah. Callum,
And
you
you want to
sounded
know
a bit
something?
like
This
Draco
is only the
Malfoy.
second worst Walmart I've ever been to. Sorry, what were
Yeah,
you saying,
Callum,
Lucy?
You sounded like Draco Malfoy with the whole "My father will hear about this."
I mean,
That was
if
weird.
Jesus says to you,
Right,
my
'cause he
father.
looked like Draco
I'm-
Malfoy.
if
He
Jesus
is
says to
Draco
you, my
Malfoy.
father will hear about this, You're gonna be pretty scared, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be a
Joseph
bit
will fuck
worried
you up.
about- Right.
Spoilers: Draco Malfoy's father is Snape.
Oh.
Spoiler:
Fair.
Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, because you vored him.
Yeah, stop voring Dumbledore.
That's William
I
that did that.
really.
Oh yeah, sorry, you vor Ron, don't you?
But he dabbles, you know.
Again, that was an old gamer tag. That was before I knew what vor meant.
That is literally your name on Discord right now.
I know it's not.
Vor Ron with a side sound of Dumbledore. Dumbledore.
I need to change my
It's
gamer
just
tag.
an R-rated Voltron.
God.
An R-rated
okay.
Voltron.
Isn't
Yeah.
Voltron like the Power Rangers? You know, when they combine
Yeah,
together.
I guess.
Yeah. Is that
The
It's like an anime. thing.
Avengers: Age of Voltron.
Age of Age? I really like Avengers.
Can you stop putting stuff in the chat whilst we're recording, please?
What are you
Is that
putting
I
in
like
the
that
chat?
I can.
Who's
Why are you
putting
putting-
stuff
yeah.
in
I
the
like
chat?
that.
Where?
What's
I like that I
going on
can
in the
say
chat?
like.
I don't see
one
anything in the chat.
small-
No, the last thing
What?
was the gambler, and that was a while ago, I think.
Something
Yeah.
keeps popping up in my Discord.
You've got
That
to
was at
know
8
when to
o'clock, yeah.
vor him.
Nope, don't like that.
No.
Guys, okay, I need to check my messages, but obviously because of the recording, I'll edit this bit out. But just like, don't say anything funny, I suppose, because I need to check my messages.
So that means out of
Anything funny?
You got no.
What's the deal with airline food?
Know when to fold up, know when
I'll probably
to
keep this in, but just put a
What
blur on
stuff
it.
like that?
know when to run. You never count your money when you.
I mean, if we're gonna cut this out, I'm gonna fix my hair because it's kind of getting in the way.
And we are back in the room.
Feeling's done.
And Lucy is giving a very, very fabulous swoosh.
Here, I'm more fabulous.
Tom Scott looking,
Hold on, let me just
looking
let
ass.
my hair down.
But you want my hair to be flicked down? Like,
Go on, what? Let's try and do a Tom Scott style thing.
I don't really know how to do it. You do Tom Scott's voice perfectly.
Do I?
Yeah, it's just your voice, isn't it?
I don't know what should. This group of raccoons are unique as they are the only raccoon group in England that engage in the act known as swinging. Now, the Raccoon Swingers group have been going since 2009, but that's not all.
This is not. I can tell you now, this is not a Tom Scott video because you've not told us where you are.
Oh yeah.
Well, he
That's
mentioned
true.
England, did he not?
England.
I'm in a
Just
field.
mentioned the raccoon.
Today I'm in England.
I'm in a field in
weren't at-
Surrey.
Very specific.
I'm in a field in Surrey, and this field is important because it's my garden and there's fucking mold everywhere.
See that field in
I'm
Surrey?
at my black market raccoon den.
See that field in Surrey?
You
It's
make
where
actually
Callum
Farley.
is.
you're making it sound a bit like David Attenborough now. I'm at my black market den.
Wild plains of Africa, watching the diverse African elephants climb the trees to get their berries.
I'm chasing a squirrel with a fly
Little
swatter.
elephant grasping on to his mother's tail so he knows where to go.
I'm gonna
The
need to.
mother doesn't like him.
I'm gonna
Mother-
need.
Run away. Rest in peace, baby elephant. Sorry, I got a bit dramatic here. That was a bit dark.
Baby
Bit
elephant.
Jurassic Park.
Baby elephant.
rest-
Do.
Bold,
The baby
bold
elephant
assumption.
got murdered
Bold
by
assumption.
its mother because he doesn't love her. She doesn't love
The
him.
Baby Elephant's that Korean song that every parent hated for a while, wasn't it?
Baby elephant.
I just like
Do,
the
do,
bold
do, do, do.
assumption that David Attenborough would say rest in peace and not just eat shit, you small Stupid mammal.
I love David Attenborough. He's just such a cool dude. Like, I just want to be besties with him.
He's just
Honestly,
vibing.
me and him,
Let us
we're
go
gonna
to the
tour
skate
around
park.
Africa together.
David is
Very
vibing.
David is just.
I'm
straight
here.
up.
Well, I'll try and do some Tom Scott again. What is it? Now, I'm here in a skate park where over there people are smoking cannabis, and over there somebody is. I'm doing David Attenborough again,
Eating
and
shit.
over there somebody is doing a sick kickflip. That's not all, because in the half pipe there is a kid who is bleeding out, and he's probably dead.
How morbid.
All right. I feel like we went very dark there, you know, with the
did.
mother killing its child and the bleeding out.
But what most people
Person.
don't know about this skate park is that it was me, myself, who killed that child. He was being
Irene?
a bit of a shit, so I threw him off a grinding pipe.
If the math
And I don't
is
regret
correct,
it!
You are, if the math is correct, you are seeing this video at exactly 3:16 p.m. That's the kind of thing he does.
Yeah.
I just want an elephant. I didn't think it would get so dark after my poor death of an elephant.
Is
Elephants
the
are so cool.
is the thumbnail just gonna be a picture of Tom Scott now?
I thought
Wait,
it was
we need to bring this-
Nicol with all the cables.
Well, if
You know,
George
we
can
need to-
create it, yeah.
I shake.
Should we start winding down then?
Yes.
Is
Good night,
there
guys.
is there any other topics? Any other burning topics people would like? Any other 72-degree spaces that people would like to discuss?
Kyle's very coincidental movie corner. I watched Venom for the first
I
time.
love Venom.
I've
That
still
right
Okay,
there
you're not
already.
gonna like this then.
Okay,
Um,
no.
So Venom, it is. I'll start with the positives.
Shit.
I really enjoyed it. The sense of humor is great. Tom Hardy is wonderful in it. Venom is wonderful. But every
But-
single bit of that film that is meant to be a part of a film, I don't like. I find the film really weirdly paced. They're telling me a story, but I don't think there's actually a story there.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle for Tom Hardy and Venom have fun together. That's all I need. There's
make it
no
sound like a
actual
porno.
film to it.
It's
It's
basically
it's
them
an
just pissing
enjoyable
around for-
non-film. It's a very enjoyable non-film.
Sounds
It's
like,
them
The
pissing around
Room.
for an hour and a half.
I say no, Callum. It's not even The Room because it has a quality.
Oh,
to
hi,
it, but the
Tom.
quality is not in the film-related things. The quality is literally like
Sure.
it's a nice, like I
Waste
don't know
of
how
time.
long that film is actually.
It's
the
that's not the
Yeah.
insult it sounds like. It's a nice waste of time.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'd be
it's
happy
like-
to watch it again if like it's in the background and I'm sitting on my phone, which I just dropped.
Or if
See-
it was on and it was the only thing on television and your only other choice was to do the dishes.
My tip would be if someone wants to watch Venom and they're not overly concerned with watching all it, or they catch it when it's on. Literally, like you start halfway through. Congratulations, you've got to the actual film. Because the first half of it is like all build up that
Yeah.
doesn't actually build up to anything. It's
So-
literally just there to be like Tom Hardy. He is a man.
Could
This
have been done in the
black
first
goo.
20 minutes.
It is a creature.
So like every
That's the
anime
whole like first
series ever.
half.
The more you
Yeah.
describe it, the more it sounds like a porno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Venom,
I
I
mean-
really didn't like that female character, the wee blonde one. She really annoyed me. Like, okay.
You mean hold on?
I'm-
Sorry, the girlfriend.
Yes, the girlfriend.
Yeah, because
Really-
she has a weird story in that like, I mean, she's very corrupt and purely just serves corporate matters and is annoying. in that first half, then comes around very quickly as soon as she's like, "Oh, you've got a gooey murder creature inside you? I get it now."
That's so hot.
But she doesn't even say that. She just goes along with it like very quickly.
Sorry, she's a
Considering
Really
she
annoyed me.
left him for a lot less than murder.
Yeah.
sorry. She's a blonde. She's a blonde that serves corporate means. Is this Hillary Clinton?
No, it's you.
The
While we're on
sponsor
the-
section
One
is
that does
just
the
a joke.
sponsors.
While we're on the subject of Venom, can we just address and give our opinions on Tom Hardy as the next Bond?
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't.
It's good enough choice, but it's just another white guy in it.
I'm a bad person to ask for it because, like, if there are Bond films I've enjoyed, I have very little investment in the actual films themselves. Genuinely, like, if the song is good, I take the song from it, but I don't really care about that much else. Incidentally, the Billie Eilish song for the current Bond film.
I was
don't
just
know
about
what
to
y'all
bring
think,
that
but
up,
it's
yeah.
incredible.
Oh, I love
It's-
her. I
it's-
love her
it-
so much.
I don't listen to a lot of her stuff, but that song was like something else. Like that's the best
Like-
one since like Chris Cornell did it.
She's just her music. What was that? Was that No Time to Die? Is that
Speaking of Chris Cornell,
Yeah, No
Sounds
Time to Die is the one she did. Chris Cornell is, I think, my favorite though for You Know My Name from Casino Royale. The Adele one's good. Like I think the Adele one's really good. It's a
It's
great
just 'cause you
song,
like
but for me, it's
Soundgarden.
less of a Bond theme. I love it, but like Know My Name is just like the perfect. Like it's exactly what you'd want if you heard Chris Cornell doing a Bond theme. Like it's just so wonderful.
yeah?
rest in peace.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I really need to become more cultured. I've not seen any Bond films, and I just feel like I should watch them. You know?
See, I like the older Bond films. I like your Pierce Brosnan ones and that. And
Oh, see, when you went older ones, I went, oh yeah, I actually like the like a couple of the Roger Moore ones. But I think
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
Roger
how much of
Moore-
that's nostalgia because like they're the ones I watched when I was younger. But like, I just
I'm
there's
just not big on the Daniel Craig ones.
you see,
I mean, nothing
you
against
know
Judi Dench.
yeah,
Just
Oh,
don't
I
like that.
love
I-
Judi Dench.
like the new Bond films, well acted and all that, and you know I quite like Skyfall, but I think it's just like it's an inherently goofy kind of franchise, and I
It
think
is,
the
it
Roger
totally
Moore
is,
ones kind
yeah.
of leaned into that and made it like it's like everything that has done Bond better than Bond has been like a comedy. You know, it's been like
Like,
but
so
it-
are you essentially saying that the kind of pinnacle iteration of Bond is Austin Powers?
Okay.
I've still not seen Austin Powers.
Nor have I.
None of them. I realized though, before the Daniel Craig era,
Daniel Craig.
don't the Daniel Craig. I don't actually like. I've seen them like so many times, but I don't think I actually know the plot to any James Bond film prior to like Skyfall.
I don't know the plot to any James Bond film anyway, so you're still doing better than I am.
And on that note of none of us knowing the plot.
You were about to say bombshell like Jeremy Clarkson, admit it,
No,
weren't you?
and on
I was waiting.
no, and on that note of none of us knowing the plot, which is basically the
Today
theme,
in bottom gear.
which is basically the theme of all the
Callum, close this off by punching someone.
Or by blowing something up.
they need to
Oh, yeah,
refuse to
blowing
get me a
something up
steak
is fun.
first.
We'll go punch someone. We'll completely recast the entire podcast for next episode.
Sorry, bottom gear is just a toilet, isn't it?
It's
No,
another
it's just
thing
a
that
high-tech
pushes
word for
water in you.
underwear, surely.
Yeah.
You take your jeans
Bottom
off and you're like, how do you like my bottom gear? That's the new James Bond film. He just like all the gadgets are in his underwear. They have
I feel
to
like
like
it
at this
really-
point
No
they've done
time
it
to hide
too many
gadgets
times
anywhere
to like
else.
not have an excuse for him to get naked. They need an excuse at this point. He's done it too many times.
Yeah.
I feel like a really flamboyant James Bond would be really funny. Just drag queen James Bond
God.
walking in, holding a gun in the wig.
Jemima Boyd.
Pew pew, bitch. You know?
What I want
New
is,
Ninja-
and I'm not, I'm not expecting anybody to have seen Death Wish 5. I think it was
Oh,
5.
God.
It was after 3 anyway. It
Not
was 3 or
not
later.
only is it asking a lot for us to have seen Death Wish, but one of the later Death Wishes as well.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
There's
I don't know what it is.
basically it started off, I can't even remember what the plot of the first one was. It was one of your like revenge, renegade, justice action films, but I think it was the 5th one. It gets to the point where he gets called into a city and the police force just say to him, crime is rampant here, just deal with it at all costs. So he walks out there with a gun, right? There's just a scene where a guy, just one of these like thugs, he pulls a knife out, is at quite a distance, and the protagonist just pulls out a gun and shoots him, like immediately.
It's socially
And, like,
distanced killing.
The whole like final like shootout, at one point they show someone with like a rocket launcher, and I was like, oh, I bet you he's going to use that right at the end. And genuinely, he uses it to kill one person right at the end. It's like the last kill. He just grabs it and fires it. It's nonsense.
And I'd put some money on them having a Wilhelm scream in there as well.
I don't think they do. I could be wrong, but I think the gunshots and explosions are too loud for it.
Literally just hired gun movies, isn't it?
Aye.
Because I've seen,
Mhm.
I saw the first Death Wish, but not seen like the ones after that.
Yeah, at some point, like they used to be about like the main character having to do something related to their life, and then at some point it just becomes like,
Either
hey,
done it,
this
killing
person
people.
you've never met like is having some issue that they should really be able to handle, but like they just need some murder done.
It's like just go and see a therapist, man. Yeah, the flipping Death Wish 12 is just him, an hour and a half of him in therapy. It's just one extremely long take of just him talking quietly with his therapist.
That's the thing. One of my favorite Simpsons jokes was just like Death Wish night, and he's just lying in a hospital bed like, oh, I wish I was dead.
Yeah. One of my favourite action films, and I know it's a bit of a basic bitch thing to say, me and George actually watched it when he came over little
I'm
while
wondering
ago.
if you're going to say that one.
Was it? Yeah, John Wick.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is
Just
good.
Have you
kinda
seen 2 or
like
3?
hard on Keanu Reeves.
Have I seen number 3? I've seen number 3.
2 or 3.
George hasn't. I've only shown him the first one so far.
Okay, yeah, they get better. First one's my least favorite. Second one, I'm like, all right, now you're getting it. Third one's just really over the top, and I'm like, this is why I'm here.
Third one's a bit shit, if I'm honest, but the second one's pretty good.
I like it. Just
I
like,
think they
it's
decrease in quality.
exactly
I
what it
really like the
was.
first one.
The first one was really
The
good.
first
I
one is the
remember it.
closest to like a serious film, and I love the fight scenes and stuff, but I'm like, do you know what? I'm not in this for the story. Just show me what you can do. And then the
Like-
second one was a bit more of that, and then the third one was just like, right, we know what you want.
No,
And they
yeah,
just, like,
exactly.
put them on our
Exactly. That's. I agree with you, but also disagree with you. So I agree with you that it's almost like the lack of the story. You just want to see the action, but that's why I don't like the second two, the like last two as much, because I think they get too bogged down in the story.
Interesting. I kind of get that, but I feel like, I don't know. I'd say yes, they have like a story there, but it's always just to string together some loose reason as to why he must walk into a room and murder everyone at like on site. I'd say the first one tends to have more of a story. The other two there's a story happening in the background, but it's more the vehicle for the rampage.
Fair enough.
Than the
That's
rampage
one way you can
actually,
describe it.
because like he doesn't get anywhere in the like second and third film. If anything, he just makes it worse for himself, just
What-
having more people come after him.
What I love in the second and third one is, I guess minor spoilers. Is just I get that there's whole like criminal underworld and stuff. But like literally everyone in the world appears to be an assassin.
Yeah, I love it.
It's okay. For anybody, I mean, it came out ages ago. If you haven't seen it by now, basically John Wick has a hit put out on him, and it gets sent to all the assassins' phones that are like, "Oh, John Wick is now available, to be killed, and he's worth $3 million or whatever it is."
Excommunicado.
Yeah. And then, so he's walking through the street, and literally everybody's phone starts lighting up. And it's like, I get the idea that, like, oh, there's assassins among us. But it's like, literally everybody is an assassin. There's no businessmen. Plumbers don't exist. Everybody in the world is an assassin. Join us next week for music reviews by Kyle, Muff's Corner of George and Lucy, and Nicol probably makes inappropriate jokes.
Probably.
If he doesn't, I will.
One of us will.
Bye, everybody. Bye.